Okay. A very good evening to this 47th study circle of Universal Briefing. I, on behalf of the study circle and Universal Briefing, along with my convener, Mr. Abhijit Noskar, welcome you all cordially. Before going to the main session, for which we are eagerly waiting, I would like to say a few words about the study circle so that those who are new to the study circle may know what we are doing on every uh, last Saturday of every month. We organize such kind of scholarly uh, event on the last Saturday eventually of every month at this time, 7:30 p.m., where we inculcate such certain topics and uh, this uh, uh, this generally go live on YouTube. So in this way, we have created one very uh, diversified repository of different scholarly content. So I request all of you, esteemed participant and audience and respected teachers, to share this scholarly content with your scholars and students so that these become helpful to them. And now come to the main session of the discussion that we are going to have today. And before going to that session, I would request Shreya Thakur to anchor the session. Shreya is our dear student and she is presently employed as librarian of Ogroni Yoga Samstha Sadharan Pathagar Public Library, Sapla, South 24 Parganas. And she's very dynamic. So, Shreya, I request you to kindly introduce our respected President, Professor Subarna Kumar Das, and uh, proceed with the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to the 47th Study Circle of Universal Briefing. First, I would like to welcome the chairperson of this study, Dr. Ovik Roy, and our convener of the session, Mr. Abhijit Noskar. Let me welcome our president of the session, Professor Dr. Subarna Kumar Das, and our esteemed speaker, Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra. Now, allow me to introduce Professor Dr. Subarna Kumar Das, our esteemed president for this session. Professor Das is a distinguished academic personnel and a former head of the Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University, Kolkata. Holding a PhD in Library and Information Science and over 25 years of extensive teaching and research experience, Dr. Das's areas of scholarly expertise include public library development, community information services, digital resource description, and the strategic application of information and knowledge management. Professor Das has had several key administrative positions, including 2 terms as the head of the department and as the officiating controller of examination at Jadavpur University. As a dedicated professional leader, he presently serves as the Eastern Regional Secretary of IATLIS and contributes as an expert member on the Academic Doctoral Committee of various universities. Over to you, Professor Dr. Subarna Kumar Das, sir.
Sir, you are muted. Sir, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Shreya, for your nice introduction. We are going to start our session. And before start our session, we want to know about the Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra. He is a distinguished speaker in this session, and his topic is Indigenous health information dissemination. Very interesting topic. Before going to topic, I introduce Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Library and Information Science at the University of Calcutta. Before joining of University of Calcutta, Dr. Maitra served as a faculty member of Department of Library and Information Science, University of North Bengal. She specialized in qualitative and quantitative research methodologies, technical writing, medical information systems, and document production. Her teaching and research interest encompasses library cataloging, bibliographic database development, ICT theories, and information management and communication processes. Dr. Maitra holds multiple degrees, including a PhD from the University of Calcutta and professional degree in Indian classical music, and also certifications in human resource management and communicative English. She has guided numerous MPhil and PhD scholars and active research topics such as organic agricultural information, bibliometrics, art and medical library system, and indigenous cultural information. Dr. Maitra has more than 30 national and international publications of research articles, book chapter, edited volumes, etc. Technical writing for social sciences. Mark 21 and Koha, a research methodology in social science, are some of the authored books published by renowned publishers Rohini Nandan of Calcutta. A member of professional bodies like the Bengal Library Association's SALIS, she has also serves on board of studies and edited committees beyond academics. Dr. Maitra is an accomplished classical vocalist and actively promotes cultural and communicative activities among students. She has also given lectures and performed in All India radio broadcast. So such personality will deliver lecture on the topic Indigenous Health Information Dissemination. Before going to start our topic, just I mention few words about the topic. That is the Indigenous Health Informations. Actually, Indigenous Health Informations is disseminated through the various channels, including traditional methods like word of mouth and community elders, and modern approaches such as digital platform, video, print media, and culturally relevant interventions. Effective disseminations require building trust, ensuring cultural relevance, and collaborating directly with indigenous communities and leaders to ensure information meets their specific needs and priorities. And there are the two types of the method at present: traditional and community-based method, as well as modern and digital method. Traditional method is mainly for interpersonal communications, oral traditions, and community events, whereas modern and digital methods contains digital platform, video and print media, library, and online resources. I think this is a very brief summary or summary note in this respect. So we are very happy our distinguished speaker. She has a lot of contributions in the field of LIS. We are really happy. I congratulate Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra. Please proceed your lecture. Thank you.
You are not audible, ma'am. No, no, ma'am. Still, you are not audible. I mean, to me at least. Ma'am, you are muted. Now, try speaking a few words. No,
Madam, unmute yourself.
ma'am, you are muted. ম্যাডাম এবার কথা বলুন। না, শোনা যাচ্ছে না। না, শোনা যাচ্ছে না। আমার মনে হয় মাইক্রোফোনে প্রবলেম হচ্ছে আপনার, আপনি যে মেশিনে আছেন।
একটা ইয়ার প্লাগ ইউজ করো, ইয়ার প্লাগ ইউজ করো, একটা ইয়ার প্লাগ। ল্যাপটপের
আবার
সঙ্গে
ট্রাই
ইয়ার
করুন
প্লাগটা
এটা।
লাগাও, লাগিয়ে কথা বলো। তোর ল্যাপটপের মাইকটা নিচ্ছে না, ইয়ার প্লাগটা লাগাও।
শ্রেয়া, শ্রেয়া শুনতে পাচ্ছিস? শ্রেয়া,
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, ইউ প্রিপেয়ার ইয়োরসেলফ। যদি ম্যাডামের সাউন্ডে প্রবলেম আসে তাহলে আমরা দিস কেসে আমরা ম্যাডামকে মোবাইল থেকে জয়েন করতে বলবো, উনি
হ্যালো
বলবেন আর তুই ওটা প্রেজেন্টেশন দেন। ওকে?
হ্যালো,
হ্যাঁ ম্যাডাম, ইট ইজ নাও অডিবল। ইয়েস ম্যাম, ইউ আর মিউটেড। হ্যাঁ, এবার বলুন।
এখন শোনা যাচ্ছে? আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে,
হ্যাঁ, শোনা যাচ্ছে, নাও ইট ইজ ওকে।
ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ, থ্যাংক ইউ। তাহলে লেট আস স্টার্ট। সো আই এম রিয়েলি for a minute you just get entangled in the technological difficulties. Thank you everyone for bearing the moment, and today it is a great opportunity for me to share my thoughts and ideas in this platform of universal briefing. And it is a great thought that this work is going long with all the efforts of our brilliant people in this field of library and information science, who are trying to disseminate the information among all through this platform. So I congratulate everyone who are working very hard for this kind of efforts. So today my presentation is on indigenous methods and indigenous practices. So I would like to show my presentation through the PowerPoint. Or I request Obhik to present it from that side.
Okay, ma'am. Shreya,
First
are
I'm
you ready?
trying. First I'm trying. Okay.
Okay, yeah, we are ready. First you try. If it gets difficult.
There is some difficulty.
ম্যাডাম কি লিভ করে গেলেন? আচ্ছা,
তোমার মাইক মিউট করা আছে পুবালিকা, মাইক মিউট করা আছে পুবালিকা, মাইক মিউটেড।
ম্যাডাম আনমিউট করুন, করে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করুন আপনি।
হ্যাঁ, এটা
আচ্ছা, এই অভিক কার কাছে পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট আছে?
প্রেজেন্ট করে দাও। হ্যাঁ, অভিক প্রেজেন্ট
আচ্ছা,
করে
বেশ।
দাও, আমি এখান
শ্রেয়াকে দেওয়া আছে।
শ্রেয়া পাওয়ার পয়েন্ট প্রেজেন্ট করো।
শ্রেয়া, স্টার্ট ইউর প্রেজেন্টেশন।
Okay, it's all right.
Can you increase the screen a little bit larger? Hello? Yes. Okay. So today is my presentation is based on indigenous health information dissemination perspectives and practices, which Professor Dash has already briefed about it. So in this presentation, I would like to draw the attention of the library and information science people who are disseminating information all the time through different modes and medias and processes. I would adapt to them so that this information also comes as a contribution towards the health information dissemination processes and practices. So I start my lecture with a small story from long back in our Vedic just after Vedic age, there was our a great researcher, scholar, and medicine practitioner. His name was Jivaka. Jivaka was actually the doctor of means the medicine helper of Buddha, Gautam Buddha, and the Ajat Bimbisara that time. So when he completed his education in Shilo Bhadra's undertaking, he wanted to go for the work of the world to help the people to alleviate their just get rid of from their problems of medical ailments. So he said, can I go now if my education has got completed? His master then told him, yes, you can go, but one thing you have to do before your departure. He said, tell me, my master. Then he said, you go and roam around throughout the different geographical areas and find one plant which has got no medicinal value in it. So Jiboko started to move, and his time was for 1 year, means 365 days. So Jibaka roamed around, and for very hard time he had to find one plant which is not having any medicinal value. He was really disappointed to come back to his master and said with a long face that I could not find any plant which has got no medicinal value, sir. What do I do? Is my education completed or not? Then his master said, that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you, that there is in this world no plant which has got no medicinal value in it. Each and every plant of this world which we are seeing in around us, that is in our environment and diversity, that has got some medicinal value. You have to find out each and one and everyone for the human development, human rescue, and human human health. So that time our great scholar, he was very happy, and he took the blessing of his master, and he left the place and started to work. And lately we came to know that he had even brain surgery done with his knowledge. And this was a great work and great learning and teaching from the ages of our traditional system and traditional medicine and traditional knowledge, Indian system of knowledge, to find our values, ethos, and ethics bindings and developments in it. So that is the main theme of this, that the dissemination of information is the most trustful areas where we have to practice it in our real life. So please, next slide. So we will just discuss a little bit about our indigenous knowledge. What contains indigenous knowledge? That is very much important for us now to again recapitulate what the indigenous system, indigenous knowledge is there, which is lying in our own system, own diversity, that we have to find it again and find it through our community and throw it towards our community, so that the community gets a great help from our own systems. So closely related to culture and community, our indigenous system all lies in our daily life. So IK, which is the total local traditional understanding and practice of our communities, that has developed over generations through the close interactions with our own environment. Philosophers and science activists, practitioners of indigenous knowledge have debated many times of the indigenous knowledge with respect to science. That is, the indigenous knowledge is often used synonymously with local knowledge also, or ethnoscience, indicating the knowledge specific to a culture. It has been taken the reference, it is shown in the under bracket. So you can see that not only we today inculcating and trying to discuss and find the values of our indigenous knowledge. This has been long practice in our Indian value system. So please next. So the standardized organization and worldwide acclaimed organization UNESCO says one of the greatest collections of the human knowledge regarding the biodiversity and ecosystem is found in indigenous, traditional and local knowledge system. These knowledge systems are rarely acknowledged as tools for comprehending, tracking and controlling biodiversity. So what we have to understand today, that in the due course of technology development, computerization, ICT practices, science and technology, scientific formulas and development, we have gone little far from our basic environmental benefits which we are supposed to get first, so that the second step, third step can be located on that very first ideas and practices of our indigenous knowledge. Next slide. There are certain characteristics of our indigenous knowledge, that is the holistic and interrelated. Why it is called holistic? Because if you consider the first man whom we know as Adam and Eve, and they gets the information from the air that if you eat the apple, you will be changed and you will be increasing your population through your next generations. So Adam and Eve ate the apple, and that information they got from the environment only. It is a very known, well told story about our own knowledge. So from that onwards, we come to know that, okay, fine, everything is there in our environment. Like the first man who came to know that two stones are, if slided with each other, then the fire can break out. And apart from that, the killing of animals and eating their food directly, or say after that burning the food, burning the animal and eating, these are all the environmental knowledge which came on its own. Nobody taught this man. That man took the information, took the knowledge from his own inner being and looking at the environment. Like the sound, the origin of music, origin of the swaras, they are all from that only, because man used to stay in different states, like lower place, hills, and then middle place, some plateau area. So he had got the understanding that this land where I am alive, that land is of several steps. And from the far off, when the sound of lightning and thunders came to the man, he understood that there is a thing which is beyond my knowledge, beyond my capacity. So that sound, that lightning, which gave him the fear of living and the survival strategies of living. So both the things came from the diversity of the environment. So that is what this holistic approach is for us. So the context specific thing is through the awareness of the local environment, the wildlife, the resources, and is ingrained the particular location and community, the generations which took the knowledge from the environment, it imbibed in himself or herself, and then they carried it forward with the generations to take it over for the next generation. Next slide, please. Now, these characteristics are holistic, dynamic, and adaptable, community oriented. And next slide, please. The applications here are very important. Like after gaining the knowledge, after knowing the thing, how to sustain the information in him and it to take it in the next generation, like the to sustain. The complementary insights are definitely scientific. So the biodiversity and the conservation has to be there, and the cultural preservation, and the disasters which they followed, they found, they should have the minimum understanding to maximum understanding how to sustain in that disaster. So the health and wellness, knowledge, idea, and sustenance of health and wellness came that time only in human mind, so that the indigenous knowledge, how we can see today, is revived, revamped, or recapitulated, was there in the first man from the site of development of human community, and it was very community centric knowledge. Please, next slide. So the indigenous knowledge system, now we can talk it about, as we have developed a considerable program and system. So it is in a different modes and operations, like the environmental management, traditional agroforestry, fire management, fisheries, wellness information, community, cultural heritage, local oral information. And next slide. So these entire situation needs to have a direct focus of our people to the government who is running the society structure and the strength. So the government has taken the initiatives of our IKS and the different places of our country and even in the world. We have the competitiveness, research grants and development ideas, AI practices, and the IKS centers, and different follow-up situations and projects, researches, scholars, every initiative government is taking, so that we can practice it among our own community and the diverse community with the biodiversity and bioenvironment. Please, next slide. So we can see that here some pictures I have given, just government initiative of IIKS. So these are, we can see that the art, culture, folk art, then the traditional practices and the paintings, sculptures, everything, music, everything has been kept in the system of IKS, so that people can get along with this system and develop their ownness, their actualness of what I am on this soil, what this soil is giving me, and how I can develop from this soil. So please, next slide. Indian knowledge systems, Bharatiya Gyana Sarita is a very well-known initiative from our government, and this is in a way of proper dissemination through the libraries and national libraries and our digital libraries, so that people who come to the libraries, they also get along with this information, and people who are not coming are also given from the community as to the part of development of community and practices. So please, next slide. Another initiative of government of India, that is Bharat ke Rang Kala ke Sang. So Kala is the art. That art we have to practice. We can see also here the picture of our Prime Minister is showing that his time we have again come to the efforts and initiatives and lot of projects and informations, so that we can proceed properly, so that these functions are given weightage, because without government support, without the power support, these information, if we are even trying to take it away towards our extensional community services, we will not be able to continue it without the government support. Next slide, please. Okay, the Vedas, we are talking about Vedas because we know the ancient, most traditional manuscripts of our culture are the Vedas. Rig Veda, Sham Veda, Atharva Veda, and Jajur Veda. The four Vedas depict different items and significances towards our life. The Atharva Veda is the most relevant one for today's health information and different kinds of the Adi chakras, which were being practiced in the Gurukul system, where the Gurukul were maintained by the Rishi Munis and all. They studied throughout their scriptures. Firstly, Vedas were not written, but later on, when it was found in the written form, they started to give the Vedas in the form of knowledge by the oral practices. and the oral practices went from guru to the shishya, and the shishyas, they took the information to the community for the development of community. And today what we are talking about is the same information, same practice and same process to revive and revamp again through our library systems, information centers and different areas from where we can propagate the information simulation. So please the next slide. This one is Mera Gaon Meri Dharohar. This is another knowledge system initiative from the government. Like the basic systems of knowledge are imbibed in our villages, that this project has meant it to be. And the villages are the main source of information, and village people, whom we used to call in the public library services, that we go to the human resources of तीन मुंडी, we used to call it तीन मुंडी यानी कि 10 सिर और 2 घुटना जो है वो आपके एक संग हो गए हैं, ऐसे व्यक्ति के पास हमें जाना है और उनसे पूछना है कि भाई आपके पास में दादाजी हो या दादी जी हो, आपके पास में क्या इंफॉर्मेशन है जो आप हमें दे सकती हैं, और इसको हम लोग ले करके अपने जनरेशन्स को सिखा सकते हैं। जिस तरह से हम लोग सीखेंगे आपसे, हम भी हमारे जनरेशन्स को, वी कैन टेक इट फॉरवर्ड, वी कैन टेक इट टू लॉन्ग विथ आवर जनरेशन्स, सो दैट दी आवर इंडिजिनस नॉलेज गोज थ्रू दी step by step with one generation to the other generation. So please next slide. So in this one, we have said that Ayurveda, that what I mentioned just now, and the nation's healing practices and focus on harmony with the land and ancestral spirits, that again I have mentioned now. And in the African indigenous systems, they relied on ethnomedicine. That's what I'm telling you, that every plant has got some medicinal value, and that value has to be imbibed in our own custom system, family, our own children, and our schools and colleges and universities where people are coming. We are dealing with people in regard to communication, and every hour's well-being is being discussed. ভাই তুমি কেমন আছো, আমি কেমন আছি, this is a common colloquium. আমি কেমন আছি, if I am not in a well state, good physical health, we generally discuss among our nearest communication person that I am not in the well state. So what do I do? Even in that basic minimum, bare minimum phase starts our communication of indigenous knowledge, then we can proceed it with our further areas where we can give information from one to many. So please next slide. Health information dissemination has already different modes, and we have come to a different level of modern medicine, but we would like to practice modern medicine with the other medicines also. That is why in the year 2008, Ayush had been started by the government of India. Ayurvedic, Unani, Siddha and homeopathic medicine is also included in that. Yoga is also there. So these areas which we are inculcating in our traditional system, if we try to inculcate the same thing among our generations, so we will be benefiting better, because many a times we see that severe problems are being treated with antibiotics in the modern medicine, and the chronic medicines, chronic problems and chronic diseases are being treated with some yogic practices, siddha practices, homeopathic medicine practices, Unani medicine practices, and Ayurveda. So the Ayurveda has got a wide area of practice where Ayurveda can give immense value. And one good side of Ayurveda is that there is no direct side effect of Ayurvedas. So Ayurvedic medicine, since they are coming from the vegetables and the ingredients of plant genre, then they do not have such kind of side effects which we generally have in the. I'm not against the modern medicine. I'm not talking just opposite to the modern medicine, but I am trying to contribute in this area, that with the modern medicine, if we practice our alternative medicine, like in the COVID time when we were practicing our kara eating practices, tulsi, long, dalchini, adrak, and other gol mirchi. These are the traditional things which we were grinding it, and we are making it into a juice form to drink it to increase our immunity. Vitamin C we were taking from lime, lemons. So these all are the practices of our modern medicine system, along with the traditional medicines which we have in our environment. And if we practice it, we will be benefited and in better solicited for the others also, that I have taken, I have got the good benefit, you also take it, you will also get the good benefit of it. So generation of knowledge comes from that, and the communication, when I am delivering the good side, good effect of it into the community. And the access of storage value means, if I am well to do with the information, that what is to be made, what is to be given, how much to be given. Bashaka is a common expectorant which is in the plant form. If we basaka is boiled, the leaf of basaka is boiled and given to the coughing person, it gives the relief immediately. And then papaya plant, papaya's leaf, if extracted the leaf juice and given to the person who's having dengue, and that person gets immediate relief from for the getting development in the platelets. So we can see that there are immense benefits of indigenous health systems, which the practice depends on the application, and the application depends on how much I have stored in my brain and where I have to deliver. When there is a person in sickness, I can contribute my knowledge, and if I am very much confident about its benefit, then only I can give, because the traditional medicines are only to be practiced through our own generations. Next slide, please. So the traditional methods here in the picture also, oral narratives, which I have been telling, that the oral narrative, and there are some symbolic arts and rituals also by which we can communicate it among our people. That symbolic means we can paste some hand painted, handwritten posters in the villages, so that village people gets it. In the townships, like on the walls of schools, where outside walls are seen by the children. So these kind of areas, the community information centers, and then the pathagars and local areas where we go for communication, like Chondi Mondop, and the local gossiping area, where child dokan also is a very important place for disseminating this kind of traditional methods to people, to our public. Next slide, please. Now the modern channels are, of course, there are in the practice. We have already come to 2025. So in the sense of 30 years of computers and development of ICTs, now we have come to a world of digital libraries. So on TKDL, digital library system, and many other systems have been developed, which gives the community its digital way of information. The mobile phones are the most important aspects today, which are giving us the very well-to-do information service. Like Google is one information channel engine and everything, which gives us, it takes a minute to tell us the information about the particular item or thing, and we get the information at very moment, because Wi-Fi connection and the mobile internet connections are widely given throughout the country, and it is now very cheaply available also, so that we can use it, and we can ask the users in our libraries to use the information, and nowadays it is notification based. So if you keep your notification on, no person can stop you to get the proper information at proper time and proper way of application. So social media platforms are there, the Facebook, Twitter, and many other ways where we are using our digital information. So digital information has reached, I hope it has reached its saturation. Now from that saturation, we have to use the traditional aspects and the digital aspects joining together and give the best benefit of it, so that our people no longer suffer from the devoid of information, deficit of information, deficit of communication, deficiency of information. Next slide, please. So here some challenges we can see. Of course, there are some challenges in traditional method of indigenous system dissemination. So the first thing is the language and cultural barrier. Always we face a cultural barrier because I do this, your community have no information, they don't do this. So I will say, oh no, it is not our known area, we will not do it. ये तो मुझे करना नहीं है, मैं तो इसका पता नहीं है, इसको आदी नहीं हूँ. The trust between you and me, between the community, between the people, between our own people, between unknown people, the trust, language, cultural barriers are sometimes, many a times, it is causing difficulty to disseminate the information. So in this regard, we have to overcome the difficulty. If we overcome the language barrier, हमें antibiotic, analgesic function is analgesic function is there, and it gets relief from temperature also. If you get fever and temperature, if you have one good glass of milk and in that you have 1 spoonful of turmeric in that starred and you drink it, you will see slowly your fever goes away because of its immense capacity of antiseptic antibiotic. So this was being patented by US, one company of US, and then India fought the war and India won. That this is our indigenous and this is our basic environmental information and environmental product, which we are not going to give it without our permission and without giving the value to it. So they lost the case and India re-established its IPR and its practice of keeping the product in our indigenous value. So the traditional values are getting lost slowly and very fast also, because we can see that in this environment, in the digital environment also, we have gathered the human information system, that the libraries, human libraries, where we are trying to keep people. Again, we will talk about those people who have more information due to their experience, due to their ages. So the human library is losing its value and temperament due to the ICT more and more use. So ICT use should be done with the traditional values and the use of our respected older generations who have more knowledge about the traditional information and all. Next slide, please. So ethical point of view, I have just touched, and UNDP, UNDRIP, and CBD, the Convention on biological diversity, Nagoya Protocol. These are the projects and ethical legal perspectives which we have to maintain, because we cannot go beyond the legacy and legal aspects of traditional knowledge system. So traditional knowledge has to follow the information dissemination, at the same time storage and its legacy and legal issues. So IPR cannot be any time, any moment, cannot be neglected or secondarily treated, so that our traditional knowledge is is to be disseminated. So traditional knowledge has to follow the rules, regulations, and legacy. So please, the next slide. Yes, this is one of the international best practices that we have in our older generation midwifery systems. Now government is also trying to Anganwadi, midwifery, and all the systems to propagate. The midwifery progress was one time at a very height, and now with the system which we have developed in our health practitioners among the districts and local levels, we have the system of hospitalization as well as the nursing and the midwife, but the traditional nannies and traditional nannies who used to keep our greater population for the childbirth and taking their care of childbirth is has been taken into the international best practices. So we must propagate with the elderly ladies whom we have to practice this system of inculcation. Please, next slide. Now the elder generations, to support them when they are alone, they don't have younger people to look after. We have World Health Organization, the supporter member status, and in India also we have different organizations who have come up to give the helpline to the older generations for their sustenance and better living. Next slide, please. Here I have another slide for Pacific Community, that is SPC. It is also international best practice where we are helping out the generations, and the laboratory is also there. From the lab, whatever we are getting, we are immediately giving it to the communities. Next slide, please. India's TKDL, the Council of Industrial Research Center, CSIR, is practicing it very well. So the different areas and aspects of our traditional knowledge system has been taken into as project and development of our own people. So the only thing is, if we can disseminate the information among the people when there is a proper need and proper time of application. Next slide, please. TKDL and CSIR, this has been mentioned with the Unani Siddha Sava Rigpa is Buddhist system. We are getting the wellness. Yoga system is already I have talked about, and TKDL is the system traditional knowledge that through the digital libraries we are trying to disseminate. So next slide. Yeah, an example of health information here. This is aloe vera. Aloe vera, and the use of aloe vera is immense for skin, for hair growth, for healing the wounds like marigold. It gives immense benefit. So just I have added it here for the information dissemination and using in the social media. It is already taken from the given URL. Next slide, please. Best practices in the ministry. As I said, that if we have to do the best practices, we have to go through the ministry level, and without the support of the system and power, this information, traditional knowledge information, cannot be disseminated possibly through our entire zones of the government and as well as the non-government areas where we are practicing it to disseminate. So next slide, please. It is also achievements, awards, and National Health Mission, which has worked very hard, very well in this regard. Next slide, please. Regarding the tribal health, and this is Spice Board of India, which is giving the details of spices. As far as known to me, it is 102 spices which are in the help of health line for human being. What we have to give the information to the public, to the people and community of our own, that these spices are used in human food every day, so that you get the immunity to fight the diseases that we are getting it in the environment due to overpopulation, due to many other industrial pollution and many other environmental decays. So these are actually from the Spice Board of India, 52 spices are being standardized as for local use and public use for its beneficial. But there are many more spices which are being discovered one by one slowly throughout the development of research and other areas. So next slide, please. They have great nutritional values. So Northeastern Institute of Ayurveda and Folk Medicine and Research has got the immense capacity and immense value with the ICMR and Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences. They are doing these practices are immense because plants, herbs, its scales, its juices, the juices of fruits, and the spices, each and every part of a plant is beneficial for human life, humankind, and human health. So we have to come to a point where we get the information, store the information, and we collaborate in such a way that the sustainable knowledge can be disseminated. Next slide, please. Now directly I am coming to the point where libraries and information professionals, our world, where we have to work. We have to work through public libraries, academic libraries, special libraries, village libraries, moving libraries, and libraries on mobile phones, libraries on community radio, libraries through announcements, libraries through the people in the adult education, libraries for people when there are children coming into the public libraries. Everywhere we have to go with the information dissemination so that we can practice our indigenous health materials for our own development. Community outreach programs and literacy programs are always there. If we attach our health information dissemination plans and programs in that, we can facilitate the ethical access and policies to protect the indigenous rights. So the libraries, especially those in the universities and cultural institutions, can play a vital role building the open access archives. If we prepare open access archives, display boards, and notifications, we can always keep in touch with the community to give the dissemination constantly on and on. It will not stop. And they can make queries, an integral part of our information and communication can happen in the libraries. They can give the queries to the librarian can give the information to them. So hand in hand, we will go with the information with each other to keep our traditional information active. So next slide. This is the future perspective. We have to keep the artificial intelligence and semantic web tools for our classifying indigenous data on and our ontology on, so that whenever somebody wants to find the information through their computers, through their digital mode, through their mobile phones, they can get the information from that. So participatory digital platforms are required where we can give the indigenous communications, and definitely the health policies are of course needed with that. Without that, we cannot proceed very much, as because the government is the mainstream of the supporter who can give us the immense support for our information practices. So next slide, please. To conclude, I would like to discuss it in a nutshell that indigenous health information is very dynamic, ever evolving body of knowledge that captures that essence of people's close ties to their communities, culture, and environment. So preservation and accessibility as well as tradition and innovation must be balanced. Now I will finish with a small story, like I started my today's communication with a story. Ravana, the demon king whom we all know, he had a great power, and he kept all the nakshatras and stars in his own control to keep his son Meghnad mane everlasting alive for long time. So this was those days also, and today we want to become in good health and good family life, good friends, good practice of health systems. So you can understand that this is not today what we are inculcating in us. We are trying to recapitulate what we had in our own tradition, so we can understand well that is indigenous knowledge can give us the wider open sky to practice. Thank you for your hearing.
Thank you, Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra, for your scholarly presentation. Dr. Bhattacharya highlighted and focuses on her scholarly lecture. First of all, indigenous knowledge based on the local tradition and understanding, along with the best practices, role of UNESCO, and the characteristics of the indigenous knowledge and its applications and importance. After that, he highlighted indigenous knowledge systems and the various government initiatives in indigenous knowledge systems. After that, he mentions very nicely pointed out indigenous knowledge system in health and the concept of health information dissemination, that is the very, very vital in this respect. And he also mentions two types of the methods and channels, traditional channels and modern channels, with special reference to social media, repository, community radio, mobile, health, etc. After that, he also highlighted the ethical and legal perspectives and the international and national best practices, with special reference to India. In case of India, there are so many best practices. Dr. Maitra highlighted, that is the traditional knowledge digital library, AYUS, national health missions. And she also highlighted or also mentions the role of the library and information professionals, and along with the future perspectives, and in future perspectives, the role of the artificial intelligence and semantic web. And I again congratulate Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra for your nice and scholarly, very informative presentation in this session. And I request to the participant, now house is open. Please ask question to our distinguished speaker.
May I say something, ma'am?
Yes, please welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice, informative, precise, but very, very presentation. Actually, I don't have any question. I want to add a point over here that you
Please.
have mentioned basically the best practices and so some government projects, etc. Let me inform to our audience and to the respected person that the popular bike motorcycle manufacturer Royal Enfield, they they organize each and every
Bio,
year,
yes.
yeah, Himalayan
Biodiesel.
expedition.
I know biodiesel.
Yeah, not only biodiesel, they organize Himalayan expedition, Great Himalayan Expedition, they call it, in collaboration with UNESCO, where they actually do what they do is to preserve, is to locate and preserve and try to get information about the intangible assets, basically from the different villages of Himalaya. As for example, in 2024, they have visited Ladakh. They had a team of 4 to 5 members or
Yes,
six
I know.
members maybe, and they capture the different information about regarding intangible assets, and along with other information they get also the health healing information from these villages, which
Right.
uh,
I
surprisingly
mentioned human
get
information,
circulated,
human
get
library.
circulated from,
We call it.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And one thing that I want to add over here that has been happened with me personally.
Okay.
I was visiting Kinnaur district, and
Okay.
in Himachal Pradesh
Not
there
is
is a
full of
place called
medicinal
Korcham.
plants.
Yeah, there is a place called Korcham, ma'am. And
Yes.
eventually my wife's leg got twisted, and she could not
Harjoda
walk.
Gach.
Yeah, and she could
It
not
looks
walk.
like, Kamranga, and it is green
Yeah,
in color. I have very well knowledge about that. And for the
yeah,
community, I would like to inform you that I am working with this Ayurvedic medicine. one book I'm trying to get ready for people, and one of my scholars is working on spices and the benefits of spices. So it is on ontological, information.
Oh, that's
So we are
fantastic.
working
Fantastic.
both in this regard.
No, I just wanted to point out that I had experience personally, not from any other source. Personally, I had experienced the modern scientific method to fall back in the indigenous knowledge system. Where the incident happened, there happens to be at the very first, I mean, there happens to be a doctor from Delhi AIMS, and it was her first day on that particular place. Even she just prescribed some medicine. Even she experienced that a daily labor came with an iron rod in his hand, and he tied the rod with the finger of the leg of my wife and twisted it to some certain sort of skill, and she
Mhm.
got. I mean, she could walk. The doctor said it's miracle for me. I had seen this kind of indigenous knowledge system
I
from
have
a
seen
daily
how
laborer.
it is because I am born in a jungle, Saranda
Okay,
area. So
yeah,
I know all these vegetations and their benefits. So I really
oh,
believe in that. I'm not just talking. I just believe in that, and I practice in that even in my home also, to my people also. Indigenous knowledge is a very well to do with me.
fantastic.
So
Yes,
yes.
yeah. Thank you very much. These 2 points I just wanted to add.
I
Thank
can
you.
see AKC, Professor AKC here. So he is
Yes, sir.
also
Arun sir is there.
working. Yes, Arun sir is here. If he adds up something, because he has got also some knowledge and he is working with IKS also. Sir, please have your.
No,
Sir,
no,
please say something, sir.
yeah, thank you very much. It's really an excellent lecture. You're very good. I mean,
Thank you.
well documented, well done. A scholarly presentation. What
Thank you,
Professor
sir.
Subarna Das has mentioned, that is really
Thank
a
you.
scholarly
Thank you.
presentation. It's good, very good.
Thank
I
you.
liked it very much.
I would also like to hear two words from UB, sir, Professor UB.
Yes, Pubalika, you presented it nicely, and a lot of information we gathered from your expertise and information. Really, it is one of the best lectures of universal briefing study
Thank
circle that
you, sir.
we
Thank
are
you
doing.
so much. I am
So
really, honored to get these words from you, and always
and
bless me that I can be scholarly for the information system.
actually, so many young students of us are participating in this study circle. So they gathered some information from your
Right.
presentation,
Right.
and I think yes, Ayurvedic and our indigenous knowledge is very powerful and sometimes undermined by the people. But I think in near future, focus should be given to this particular area. So just recent past we visited Kerala,
Right.
and they are practicing their
Kerala is a
own.
land of spices.
Yes, yes, spices gardens, so many spices gardens, and they said that in Bengal they are wearing spectacles. But we the Keralites, we are not wearing any spectacles because of we are using the uh, we are with the mother nature, and
Hmm.
we are using the Ayurvedic medicine. Basically, these are the practice of our own. So we should inculcate all these practices to be for the well-being of the people of this land.
People.
And in this regard, I think your deliberation is fantastic, and
Thank you.
it is my apprehension that your research will be in the near future will be published somewhere, and
Thank
people
you,
will
sir.
get benefited from your knowledge and your publications. Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Madam, I have one question.
Yes, please.
This is Mudhusri Ghosh. Can you
Yes, yes, I
recognize
can
me?
see. Yes,
Uh,
Madam
you have,
Madhusri.
yes, you have highlighted about the various initiative of the central government, but you haven't mentioned about the state level and local level, local bodies who are doing anything about
Mhm.
this indigenous medicine, and uh, uh, I think you may be aware that in the northern part of Calcutta, there are, at once upon a time, there were a lot of Ayurvedic hospitals.
We have
So I can name also
Ashtanga Medical College.
mention
Ashtanga
also
Medical College.
in the Grey Street there is a it is still working in functioning condition. In Grey Street there is a one Ayurvedic hospital named as the Vishwanath Hospital.
Right, madam.
Where my husband he was born over there. So what is the present condition of these Ayurvedic hospitals and these indigenous bodies? Could you please highlight us?
This medicine college was in my PhD. You know, I went there and definitely I visited each and every part of it. And the information dissemination part, as far as the library is concerned, the government needs to give effort. If I am not over exaggerating, it was in 2008 when I surveyed the college, and there are my friends. A lot of my friends are there working as doctors. So the indigenous medicine, in the sense of Ayurvedic one, is a very good one. Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia, which has been, as the, how much we have to give it to the patient. Even that research is yet to come up. So if you call it that there is deficiency in our, I have mentioned many times that deficiency of our state power. State power is visible over there, madam. It is, we need it. We have to get it from the government so that the local people of our West Bengal also can get the benefit of this kind of, Ayurvedic medicine. So there is a gap. And central government has also tried their level best, but there is also a gap. It is only we who can practice it, take it to the height where people can get the benefit. So, madam, if it is, I have not mentioned it, don't think that it is intentional. Because of 1 hour presentation, I have to just limit my things. And Ashtanga Medicine College, the college which is only one in West Bengal, Ayurvedic medicine. Another one is there, private, Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi is, I'm so sorry, practicing better than this.
Also, don't you think that it is also required for building awareness among local level and also in the state level regarding this alternative kind of medicines, and much more propagation is required, and so those are to be highlighted. Maybe it will be of help if you can include in your research.
In my next chance, I will definitely highlight the difficulty zones of our West Bengal Ashtanga Medicine College or any other. Actually, we don't want to talk about those. Nahi hai. We want to talk about hai.
Problem lies elsewhere because of the we are used to with the allopathic medicine, because in this regard big markets are there. So it is a entire medicinal world is a business. So if you practice more on Ayurvedic, this business will be dismantled. So
that is true.
So you will not get any support from the governmental level, because all the governments are run by these big merchants and etc. So it is the duty of the local people, local experts, to propagate this skill or the benefit of these medicines through social media. Now social media is very powerful.
Social awareness.
So you will not get any support from the established levels, like government level, maybe state government, maybe central government, but other type of organizations. Only it can be propagated with the social network sites as well as the local expertise, like Pubalika, who is definitely he has expertise regarding this. So if more and more people involved regarding this, people may be benefited, and there are so many elements maybe mitigated with the help of this Ayurvedic medicine. So it is a need of the hours. It is more. I think it is the need of the hour and most urgent to propagate the value of this our traditional medicinal functions among the people.
Right, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your very good presentation. At the end, I
Thank
must
you,
say,
madam.
I have learned a lot from your
Good evening, ma'am.
research. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have a question, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, actually, I want to know about the tantric practices. Are those included in indigenous medicinal something? Like the tantri, actually in village areas, many people are believe in tantra sadhana, like ritual. Those. How do you
See, it
see
is
this?
totally altogether a different class of education and practice, which is in the Buddhist studies also and in the Hinduism also, Tantra. So Tantra has got to do many part of correction of human, but I am not aware of it. So the medicinal part and the curation part is related to my study and information. Okay. So Tantra, I cannot inform you very well. Thank you.
Any other participant, please? Any other participant? Sir, Obi, can I conclude the session?
Yes, sir, please.
Just concluding my session, I ask only just my suggestion or my opinion. Actually, indigenous health information is very, very vital in the rural areas, no doubt. Okay, and still now, Madhusri very nicely pointed out at the state level and local level, they are not well aware about the indigenous health information. And that is not documented still now. If some people they are doing PhD, MPhil or any other research project, they are also doing. And it is the good, our government of India, they have the India-centric knowledge, that is the Indian knowledge system. And recently, very nicely on seminar have been organized at the Vishwabharati in collaboration with the Universal Briefing, Indian knowledge system. Actually, indigenous health information at the rural areas for delivery or etc. snake bites, so many times people have lied. And of course, the behind of the application of the knowledge, there are some scientific reasons also there.
Right.
But once upon a government of West Bengal, they have tried, they will give some license or etc. They can help worker, the help, those who are working in the health, work in the rural Gramin or rural health center, they give the license or certificate training in this respect, and it will be help for the rural people. But the rural area is still now neglected. But one thing is that the Ayush now is a very highlighted area in the government of India. And I think it is very good for that Unani, Ayush, Siddha, etc. So many courses is also offering by that the government level and private level. It is I think it is the very hope. And one challenge is that the rapid growth and development of the ICT or etc. social networking sites or etc. But it is being communicated, no doubt. But my observations, All India Radio, they are radio. At the government of India level, they have disseminated knowledge. So many knowledge or the threat of this knowledge, applications of the primary health informations among the people, so many things. It's problem. Sometimes some snake bites people dead due to the not wrong treatment of by the application of the areas. Now there is a scientific approach. Also, they are also communicating, and also the indigenous knowledge that is now sometimes it is being obsolete. New terms is some knowledge are not explored. Still now in the rural areas or the hill areas, we don't know, not aware about it. And this is the context in our country. But if we apply properly in our society, then I think society will be great benefited.
Absolutely.
This is my observation.
Sir, one thing in the rural area of our Bardhaman district, there is 600 deaths per year by snake bite. If we come to know, we wait for the hospital to come and help. we will be losing our cases. Now, people, how they are tested? They are tested with neem. Neem is, chewed. If it is sweet taste, then the snake is poisonous. It has given the poison to the particular man. That is being tested in the villages. So now, if you wait for the person to take it to hospital and then get the correction, and villages, how do they get the dialysis? That is another very important thing. That is the banana tree. Banana tree is cut into pieces and given to the patient to continuously chew and drink the banana juice, so that he continuously urinates and the entire poison goes out. These are the information which are local only, sir.
Thank you.
People. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. So, again, thank you, Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra, for your nice and excellent scholarly and informative presentation again.
Thank you.
And I think our participants, they have been enlisted by the scholarly presentations of Dr. Pubalika Maitra Bhattacharya. And thank you to the whole team of the Universal Briefing. And first of all, I convey my sincere thanks and gratitude to the Director, Universal Briefing, Professor Dr. Udayan Bhattacharya, and Dr. Obhik Roy, and Obhijit Noskor, and other team members, Shreya Thakur, and etc. So I hope very soon Universal Briefing will complete 50 study circle very soon. And I am waiting for that. 50 study circle, I think it is, very great achievement of the Universal Briefing. And this is the 47th is completed, and future we are waiting for the 50 study circle by the Universal Briefing. So the participant, they will be the enriched, especially the new generation research scholar and student. They will be well enriched and they can apply in their research and development activity. Again, I thanks to all the participants and all the team member of Universal Briefing, and also Professor Udayan Bhattacharya and our two distinguished participants, what I am seeing, Professor Arun Kumar Chakraborty and Dr. Madhusri Ghosh and Varnali Rai Chaudhuri and other participants, Pranod Bhattacharya, and I am also congratulate them for joining this session. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we may go to the formal vote of thanks, but before going, just announce our next study circle. Okay.
Cycle.
You are not. There is a problem, I guess.
Thank you, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each for their unwavering commitment, active participation, and invaluable contribution to our collective learning journey. We acknowledge the time, effort, and expertise that you have generously shared during our session. Special thanks to Mr. Abhijit Nashkar, the convener of the session and the chairperson of the study circle. I would like to extend a note of gratitude to our president, Professor Dr. Subarna Kumar, whose leadership and guidance have been instrumental in steering our discussions toward a meaningful, enlightening direction. I thank our speaker, Dr. Pubalika Bhattacharya Maitra, for this wonderful and informative presentation on Indigenous health information dissemination. Finally, I welcome you all in advance to attend the next study cycle of Universal Briefing, which will be held on November 29, 2025, and Dr. Bidati Datta, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, Jadavpur University, would be our next speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Subarna Kumar Das. Thank you, Pubalika Madam. And thank you all for making this a day. And Shreya's audio system, I guess there has been to be some problem. Let me reiterate the thing. Our next study circle will be happening on 29th of November. And the speaker for that is our esteemed personality in LIS, Dr. Vidyarthi Datta, Associate Professor, Department of Library Information Science, Vidyasagar University. So we'll be eagerly waiting for his speech. Until then, bye-bye and
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
সবাই